Hello everyone, it's Becky here and welcome back to my channel. So I was thinking what kind of video I would like to do today, because the truth is that I have so many ideas planned and I have so many videos I would really like to make. I literally have the list of videos almost until the end of the year for every Saturday I would like to do. But the problem is that recent weeks has been a little strange and I just find it quite difficult to decide what kind of video I'm gonna make and also what kind of videos I want to prepare to do. And so I decided that it would be maybe quite nice to have a little chilled video and just have a chat with you about how are you doing, because I would really love to know, and sort of like a reading vlog in which I would tell you what I'm currently reading, and also I'm trying to decide my next book I would like to read, so I would be very happy for your advice and maybe opinion on this. So yeah, and I have my big pot of tea here, well, big cup of tea, but now it's really hot and really heavy, so I need to have it there for a while. And yeah, what I wanted to talk about with you today is just ask you how are you all doing, and it would be lovely if you would, I still have my hair here, it would be lovely if you would let me know in the comments, because recently when I was on YouTube, and it doesn't matter if it was BookTube or some other channels, I just came across of the fact that people are talking that they've been recently feeling the heaviness of the world, and they were really aware of the situation of what is going on in this world, and it wasn't very, you know, very cheerful thoughts. And I've been feeling quite same recently. And on the top of it, like, recent 2 weeks was very strange for me as well, because I was meant to fly to Scotland actually last Sunday. Well, no, actually 2 Sundays by the time you're watching this. It's gonna be almost 2 weeks ago, but then I didn't because my situation changed a little bit, and although I still really want to go, I just did not go on the plane. Although I had my ticket, I had basically everything arranged. So those few days before my actual flight were really you know, like, stressful, and I had to make decisions whether to go or not, and just writing pros and cons of staying here and leaving. And I really do want to go, and I'm hoping I will go, but just not in this moment. So yeah, it was a little bit stressful time for me, and that was also one of the reasons why I'm not doing any of those videos I already wrote down that I would like to do, because I just know that some of them will need much more preparation. And last week actually we went to a holiday with my parents and with my sister in the mountains we have here in Slovakia, Low Tatras, which is absolutely beautiful, and it was really great, and it really cheered me up because it was the time I was meant to be in the Scotland already. So it was very lovely. We seen beautiful places. We went to see these like traditional Slovak villages we used to have here like hundreds of years ago, and we saw how people used to live, in what kind of houses. We also went to different museums, and one interesting thing was that we went to a museum called Illusia, and it's something like, if you are from the UK, maybe you're familiar with Camera Obscura, which is in Edinburgh, and it's absolutely beautiful place full of like illusions and magic, and you know, those special mirrors that kind of look like make you look funny. So we went to see those places as well, and it was really nice. So I just thought it would be lovely to hear about what you've been up to recently, and I know that couple people I've been watching on YouTube also really sort of videos like what is cheering me up right now, and I really appreciate it, because I know, for example, Shelly Swearingen made very lovely video recently. I will link it in the description below, because if you're looking for some channel which will truly cheer you up, you can check out her channel, because she has very lovely personality. And yeah, enough of my blabbing for now, and just go to the bookish content, because what I would like to do, as I said, is to speak about my recent reads to you, and also I think someone is cutting the grass outside, so yeah, okay. Okay, time for tea meanwhile. Okay, I also have a biscuit there, you know, waiting for me, so yeah, about the books I've been reading. I decided not to do my August wrap-up yet, because although I read 4 books last month, well, actually still it's the end of August right now, but I'm not gonna be talking about them right now, because I was thinking to do my wrap-up in August and September like together, so I have more books to talk about. And yeah, the book I'm currently reading is called The Lost Apothecary, and I am enjoying it very much, but I would really love to know your thoughts, just spoiler free, please, no spoil anything. But I just don't know how I feel about this book, because so far I read like maybe like well, I'm not in the middle yet, but I'm very slowly getting there. And I found this book to be very easy to read, and I enjoy the characters, but I just don't think I can kind of feel the vibe of the story, and I feel like the reasons why some things are happening there are just not enough for me. And well, to the story, so you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't read the book, basically this book is really, really interesting because I feel like it's something new, but in the same time, well, yeah, okay, let's talk about the story. So the story is set in 2 different time periods, which is really great because I do love stuff like this. The first one is in current London with one character, the character of Nella. Right, I just had to pause the video for a second because I realized that I mixed the name in my head. But basically, the story, as I said, is split into 2 different time periods. The first one is in current London with the character of Caroline, who is kind of going through very difficult time regarding her marriage, but I'm not gonna spoil anything. And then there is also a parallel story to it, which is set in as I said, it's something between the late 1700s and very early 1800s, and there is a character of Nella and also the character of Eliza. And Nella is a person who is basically running this old apothecary. She started to do it with her mother and they were selling the remedies, but then her mother died and Nella basically took over with this apothecary. But then what happened is that suddenly she started to sell poisons instead of remedies, and this is something where my mind just kind of cannot wrap around this story, because basically Nella is selling the poisons only to women in order to protect them from men. So whenever some woman comes to her and she says that she is in any way either physically or mentally abused by a man, whether it's her husband or cousin or brother or friend or lover or whoever, she just comes there and says, I need something, some solution, you know, for this man who is torturing me, and Nella just gives her a poison. And one of her rules is that she is not selling this in order to hurt women, so she will never sell this to a man, or she will never sell this to a woman in order to hurt another woman. But for me, there is something I just kind of get through, because I'm like, yeah, like I know that there is something that happened in her life previously which led her to this decision that men are sort of, yeah, you can die, but I'm gonna be protecting women, and I understand that, but even that part of the story for me is just not a legit reason to kind of just sell poison like this. Because even when some woman comes there and she says that she wants to, you know, protect herself, I mean, Nella, the woman who does that poison, she doesn't know if another woman isn't lying and she's not just giving it to even another woman, you know? So there is something which I'm still waiting and hoping that it will be somehow resolved, or there will be something else behind it, because this is something that is kind of not making sense to me. And then there is the character of Eliza, who is 12 years old girl who came to Nella for the poison before as well, and through this way their 2 lives connected, and now Eliza is helping her with the apothecary as her apprentice, sort of, but I still haven't read it farther from this, so I need to read more and then I will let you know what I think. But what I really like about this book is that you can see how these 2 stories from current London and also from the previous time period are nicely kind of following each other, because Caroline in London, while she was there to kind of figure things out with her marriage, she met this group of people who were basically trying to dig some treasures from the river, and she found there an object which you can think of kind of belonged to Nella prior to like 100 years ago. And she started to do her research, she went to library, she went to museum, and she's sort of trying to figure it out what that object is and who it belonged to. So you can see the parallel in these 2 stories, and it's something I really like and I really enjoyed it, and I also really do like reading it, and I want to know what is going to happen. But this is, you know, that one thing about selling poisons, I'm like, yeah, I don't know if that's reason for me enough to just sell poison randomly to anyone. So yeah, this is the book I'm currently reading. I'm really enjoying it. I have it as an ebook, so I'm reading it on my phone. And yeah, I'm very excited what's gonna happen to the story. So if you read the book before, let me know what you thought of it, but please just don't spoil anything. But yeah, this is the book I'm currently reading. And prior to this, I finished one audiobook by Fern Cotton called Speak Your Truth. And I don't know if you are familiar with Fearne Cotton. I'm sure you are if you are from the UK. Maybe if you are from somewhere else you haven't heard about the name, but she used to be a television presenter, but during like recent years she also started to run her own projects, and one of them is the podcast called Happy Place. And this is the podcast I've been listening for over a year now, and I really do love it because it's sort of an interview type podcast, which is something I prefer the most when it comes to listening podcasts. And what is great about this is that she is interviewing different sort of people. Usually they are, like famous one, like you know them, but they are not only from TV background, but they are different sort of people from TV and acting and directing, but also some doctors or even some sort of activists when it comes to environment, and she is doing interviews with them. But what is really great about this is they really tackle two quite personal topics regarding, especially for example, mental health, because Fearne Cotton, she was also talking very openly about her struggles with mental health and panic attacks and anxiety attacks, and even her like body image, and I think it was bulimia she suffered with. And I shared this on my Instagram when I finished the book. I gave it 5 stars, but I also said there that I have really huge admiration for people who can openly speak about their struggles when they hope it can help others. And it's really a book I would recommend you to read. I have it as an audiobook, and it was read by Fearne Cotton herself, and I really enjoyed it because I think she really has a great voice which will kind of keep your attention. Like there is no way that you would just find yourself that I'm actually not listening. So that is something I finished recently, and then I finished, as I said, 3 more books, but I would leave those to my wrap up. So I'm gonna have a sip from my tea now. Yummy. What is your favorite tea, by the way? Tell me, please. I do drink green tea every single morning, but we just ran out of it, so I have a chamomile tea. And yeah, I thought I would ask you about the opinion for some other books I have planned to read, but I'm just trying to choose which one's going to be read the first. And I have them written here. And the first one is They Both Die at the End, which is the book I heard absolutely great reviews about, and the story seems to be very interesting, but I heard that people get quite emotional while reading this. And if you don't know what the story is about, well, very briefly from the description I read, it seems to be about these 2 young boys. I think it's like young adult book, something between sci-fi and romance, but also like LGBT stuff. So sounds really great. And these 2 people basically get a message one day that they are going to die that very day. And the thing about that world created is that they also have some sort of app on their phone which will sort of, it's something like app for friends. So through this app they will meet, and they have sort of like the last day together, and through this day they can live the adventure of their lifetime. At least that's what it says on the description. But I also heard other booktubers talking about this book, and it seems really great, but everyone says that they've been really crying, and I'm not quite sure if this is something I need right now, but I still want to read the book. So let me know if you read the book, if I should maybe pick this up. And then I have 3 more books, and the one is the physical one I have, and it's called A Secret History of Witches. And I basically bought this book in the same time as I got Threadneedle book, but I already read that one, but I still didn't get a chance to read this one. And I seriously cannot wait because I love the cover, and it's again about witchcraft, and it should be about several generations. Basically, from what I read here, it's a story about a couple generations of witches, and it seems like they are losing their power, but then when the World War II hits, it seems like the power for witchcraft and like helping through this way is more important than ever. So I'm really intrigued because I also heard great reviews, and one thing, magic, which I've been obsessed with recently. I'm very intrigued, so if you read this book, let me know please. And then I have 2 more books, and the one is called Uprooted, which I actually heard Nelly talking about on her channel recently. I will link the video to the description down below, and this book seems really good, and I would really love to read it. I also managed to find it online, so I already purchased it, but it's just the question of time when I'm going to be reading it. And this book should be sort of like taking inspiration from the Slavic traditional folk stories and fairy tales, and it should be somehow mixed with the Beauty and the Beast, or at least that's what she said in her video. And again, there is some sort of magic or witchcraft. There is this little village of people when the main character Agnieszka, I believe that was her name, Agnieszka. She is living with her village and she really loves the place and her peaceful village, but there is some danger sort of like waiting for them in the woods. But there is a wizard called Dragon who is kind of protecting the village. But in order to do so, he is also asking to take one girl or one woman from the house to live with him in the tower, and Agnieszka believes that now when the time comes for Dragon to take another girl with him, it will be one of the girls in the village who is this most beautiful one and most smart one and everyone admires her. But what happened is that Agnieszka is wrong and actually she is the one chosen by Dragon to go with him. So I really like how this story sounds, and apparently there is quite a lot of magic as well, so yeah, another magical book, so that could be interesting. And then the last book I would really like to hear your opinion to is that I've been thinking recently to start reading more classics, and the truth is, but please don't hate me, is that I never read anything from Charles Dickens. No, I didn't. I didn't. I mean, I am familiar with his stories and I saw a couple film versions of them, but I never read the proper book. So I thought it might be the time to start. And I found on Audible that there is a David Copperfield book and I was really thinking to read it. So please, these are the 4 books. They both die at the end. Oh, yeah, let me see this because I think I will need glasses soon. They both die at the end. A Secret History of Witches, Uprooted, and then David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. So if you have recommendation for any of these 4 books and you think that there is one special book which I really should start reading first, please let me know, because yeah, and I will also do a little poll thing on Instagram story. I think I will post it like tomorrow, Sunday, so you can let me know. And yeah, I think that's all what I wanted to say for today, because as I said, my head been kind of spinning around all over the places, and I just wanted to see how are you all doing, and just don't watch news very much, because there are better things to watch on TV. It is important to stay informed, but in the same time the news can really be overwhelming sometimes, so take some time off, and if you're watching some videos on YouTube or something, watch something really cheerful. And I hope you enjoyed this video, but I'm not done yet, because I was thinking that I would like to spend my time a little more peacefully and cozily, and I would like to do some stuff in my reading journal, so you're very much invited to join me for that. If not, then, well, thank you for watching until now, but I'm gonna do some sort of in my reading journal, so yeah, let's do this. Yeah, but before that I'm gonna have some sort of biscuit. Also, there was one more thing I wanted to share with you today, but I just completely forgot, even though that was sort of like main reason I wanted to do the video, so now I had to set the whole camera again. Is it recording? Oh my gosh, did you realize like how my hair is growing here? It's so funny. So yeah, if you're looking for something to cheer you up, you can have a look at my hair, it's funny. But yeah, the main thing which I really wanted to say is a massive thank you and ďakujem krásne to everyone, because I realized the other day that it's already over hundreds of us here in this little space, in this little baby bookish Becky channel teacup community, and it cheered me up really very much. It really did. Like, I did not realize it, but now it's like over 100 of us, which is for me a massive number, and I really did not expect to have so many people here. And just thank you so much for your comments, and especially those comments, because I just love it very much to have a chance to meet you and also to speak with you about the books and have some sort of like, okay, I need to put this down because it's really heavy, but just have some sort of discussion with you in the comments. And so far during these couple months I've been here, I met so wonderful people. And we actually even started to change some messages privately, which is absolutely amazing. And I just wanted to say again, thank you, ďakujem, thank you so much for your comments and even likes, and that you're subscribing to this channel, and we are slowly growing together, because I really did not expect to have such a huge number here, but it's really great. So thank you so much, and now I can go and do the reading journal, because I said what I wanted. Thank you so much. Bye. Well, see you with the reading journal. Don't go yet. Bye.